I'm here with Andrew, who is the Managing Director of JKP Engineering in Rotherham. So it's a little bit up north for me, Andrew. It's a pleasure to be here at your company. We're also going to be discussing his range of machines and especially the Herco. So talk to me about your company. Where did it all begin, Andrew?
I used to work for the bearing industry years ago, and it got to a stage where one of my suppliers said, you should be doing this for yourself. So the penny dropped, and here we are today, basically.
Successful company, over 12 people working here, and definitely a family-run company. I know, like you've just said, really, to myself, that you're managing director, but you do it all as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm managing director, I'm dealing with the customers, I'm doing the quotations, I'm running the machine as well. So it's sort of a place where we have an ethos where all hands on the deck, basically. Yeah.
And you've got your son here,
yes.
Son-in-law soon as well. Your wife is on the front reception desk as well. So talk us through how the company's changed and evolved over the years. You know, of course, 2009, massive, financial crash happened. Where have you gone from there?
We were heavily reliant on the car industry and the bearing industry back in about 2007, and the financial crash came on in the city, and a lot of the car companies slowed down because they weren't selling vehicles. So we had to then start looking at other sectors of industry that we could sort of offer our services to. And we went to look at biomedical, we looked at oil and gas, and one of the ones that has really hit off in the last few years is electric motors for like hybrid vehicles and things like that.
And I've seen some examples of those here today. And how's that working for you? Because that's about 50% of your business now, is that correct?
It is, yeah, and it looks like it's going to grow. It's a growing sector. Everybody's moving over to either electric powered vehicles or electric generation. We've just done an electric generator for Nissan Motor Company. It was made completely here by ourselves.
And you work a lot with tooling as well, is that correct?
Yeah, we do a lot of tooling for the aerospace company. So we're not making parts for planes, but we're making all the tooling so that they can run their machines to make the parts for the planes, basically.
So in 2018, you invested in a couple of Herco vertical machining centres, and then the next year, 2 lathes as well. Talk us through that journey.
At the time, we were doing a lot of work, but we weren't producing it fast enough to some extent. So we looked around at different machine manufacturers, and we've seen a lot of pictures and lots of videos of Hercos online, which sort of made us like edge their way. And we invited them in, we looked at the software, what the Hercos had got on board, and we ended up buying one, and then about 6 months after we ended up buying another one. Because we liked them that much, basically. The relationship with Herco has really grown over the last 2 years, and it's grown to an extent where in the back end of 2019 we actually bought 2 further lathes off them.
I mean, it really is incredible. Now, your work isn't high volume, it's more high variety that you're looking at. You know, I know, speaking to the guys behind me, 5-offs is quite rare, you know, generally it's 1-offs, 2-offs. Now, what do you desire from your Herco machine?
The machines at the moment give us good performance, good accuracy, and the programming time is really quick. So you can spend, in a machine shop like ours, you can spend a lot of time stood in front of the control programming a job. But with the Herco, you've got really good graphics which assist you in being able to sort of like visualize what you're making really quickly. So instead of struggling with the control, you can work with the control really well, and you can produce like 1-offs really quickly.
And the machine spindles, you've got 12,000 and 15,000. You know,
we've got 10,000 and 12,000.
10,000 and 12,000. Do apologise. I knew there was a couple of thousand difference. But what do you need for the differences? Surely do you put different work on one to the next?
Yeah. Yes, we do. The 10,000 spindle is the first machine what we bought, which is really good, and it's a good all day machine. But we wanted something with a little bit more top end speed, so we bought a 42 Ti, which is behind me, and that's got 12,000 RPM. The advantage of that is that it's got a spindle chiller on it, so we can run that spindle for much longer periods, whereas some of the other machines that we've got in the factory, we can only run for about an hour at that speed, whereas this we can run it for 8, 9, 10 hours running at that speed.
So the spindle's not too hot?
Yeah, there's no deterioration in it, and the size of the components what we're making, there's no fluctuation. Everything's being kept at a constant temperature.
And just the last few comments on your Hercos, anything else that you like about them? What else do you desire? Surface finishes? Are you feeling that you have got what you've got for your, what have you got good for your money?
I would say that you get a lot of bang for your buck, basically. They're not an out massively expensive machine, but they're not a top-end machine. But what you get is a very economical machine for what you pay out and what you actually receive in quality, and the jobs they actually produce are really good. And quite honestly, they're just as comparable as the top-end machines, really. You're not gaining anything by spending a lot more money.